But I was searching for in German we call it handy, and everybody was looking like, dude, what?
Welcome back to the Disc Connected. I am here with my friend Laurent from Wicked Vision, who just spent a culturally defining month almost in America, and we're just here to catch up, see how things went, and talk about what's going on. So, what's up?
Yeah, first of all, thank you, Ryan, for welcoming back to your show. And what's up? Yeah, I'm completely disturbed now, being 1 month close to in the US. It's like a cultural shock for me as a German.
Well, first off, we're going to get into some of those crazy culture shocks because I can't wait to hear about some of these. But first, before we give into all of making fun of Hollywood, I kind of wanted to display thanks. Once again, Wicked Vision sent a couple things. First, this beautiful New Year's Evil. Love the cover art on this. Really solid release, of course. Nice media book on the inside. We got ourselves multiple discs. We got a full booklet. But right now, what is maybe my favorite release from Wicked Vision ever also sent this gorgeous release of the Monster Squad. And this one is special because we have in it the documentary, Wolfman's Got Nards. And this is the first time in the entire world that this came on a full pressed disc rather than just a burned Blu-ray. And this is solid. And as usual, Wicked Vision sent along all kinds of stuff with it. We got some beer mats. We got some stickers. Do you follow Shout Factory at all? Do you watch what they do with some of their stuff?
Yeah, sure. So I even watch what Severin does. So yeah.
Shout Factory, we've kind of been making fun of them because they raised their price on one of their releases by $40, and it came with 5 art cards. 5 art cards. This release, there are 15 character cards, and on top of that, 5 art cards. And did you charge $40 extra for this?
No.
No, you did not.
Because seriously, you guys should be able to buy this stuff, so we can't charge more money, otherwise you wouldn't, or you can't afford it anymore. It doesn't make any sense, right?
Exactly. Everybody loses that way.
That's the point. So why do they raise the money up? I don't get it. I don't know. They are
same here.
I can't say any bad words here. But if I were another person, I would say they're dumb. But I'm not another person, so I don't say they're dumb.
Either way, thank you, and thank Wicked Vision for doing some incredible things. I'm stoked that the times that you spent on the show, a lot of people that are fans of the show, they've been picking up on some Wicked Vision stuff. Primarily, some people are getting their hands on Eye of the Tiger that you released, and we talked about during our In Defense of the Genre for 80s action, and people are falling in love with that movie.
Wow, this is... Wow. First of all, thank you for having me also on that show. It was awesome. It was an awesome show. It made so much fun. I was in the middle of the night and I didn't know what I had done, but it was perfect. And also, I'm so glad that people now recognize these movies again and got a taste of it and think about it like, oh, dude, I have to watch it. It's an 80s classic. So I'm so glad that it all worked out, and I'm so happy that people like and appreciate it so much. So thank you all. And first of all, thank everyone who supports us with Wicked Vision and also have fun with these movies. So
I'm
so stoked. Thank you so much.
So you and the head of Wicked Vision, Daniel, came to the States, and while you were here, you announced something pretty special. You want to announce again on here what's going on, give us some of the details, and then we'll go into why you were here.
Sure do. As you mentioned, my boss, Daniel, and we went to Los Angeles. It started, that's a funny point, it started as vacation and ended as work. So don't do that. That's not the correct way to do something like that. What happens was... we are working currently on a documentary about Vincent Price called The Vincent Price Legacy, which was an idea that started last year together with Victoria Price. She produces. She's a producer of this documentary and working with us together. And we only had like 4 or 5 persons who were working with us and want to do interviews. And all of a sudden, this exploded. And now we have over 15 persons working with us on this documentary. So, and it's growing and growing and growing. It's getting huge.
That's awesome.
It's like Vincent Price got nuts.
So you had planned to come here on vacation with Daniel, and then it exploded into this wild work adventure. But you got to do all kinds of fun things. What before we get into some of the I guess professional side of things, what did you do for fun? Because it looked like you saw about 35 different bands.
No, that was in some kind of way it was, because like 35 bands were there on location, but. No, we went to see 69 Eyes, which I missed here in Germany. They played with my colleagues from the other here in Germany, and I hadn't the chance to see them. And suddenly I realized, oh, cool, we arrived just in Los Angeles and they're playing here, so let's go to their concert, which was awesome. Whiskey Go Go is awesome. It's one of the best places. You know, it's like a shithole, very small. In Germany, you don't have those locations. They are much bigger, but who cares? And it was perfect. I was always afraid, like, oh, COVID, where's COVID? but
we pretend that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, in Los Angeles it does exist. Seriously, it's huge there, but the people don't care anymore. So and then we saw Doyle. Also from the Misfits, the guitar player, which was awesome. I think it was the best show I ever seen.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, seriously, because the lead singer or frontman Alex Story, dude, he's like a reincarnation of Henry Rollins in the Black Flag era. So it's like, wow, what you see is what you get.
Nice. Yeah. And I mean, historically, Henry Rollins a big fan of physical media and this sort of thing as well. I mean, he's got this giant collection of mixtapes down in his basement. He's got all kinds of stuff from the Black Flag history that he's cataloged and got organized and everything. He's a big lover of that type of stuff.
Oh yeah, he sure is. And it says you never meet your idols, but I would do something especially with Henry, because I'm a huge fan of Henry Rollins, but I think you can get a real good conversation about good music stuff with him.
For sure.
Yeah. He's an expert in it. And also an expert into B horror movies. So.
Because he's actually been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he is. And I think that he's like Jim Carrey. He can't say no. That's the only reason why he's in all these movies. And it's pretty weird when you watch Heat and see that he's getting beat up by Al Pacino, who is seriously very small. So I don't.
Tiny dude.
Yeah.
So Vincent Price sort of became the center of this trip, and you guys got to talk to a bunch of special people. What happened, man?
Yeah. Basically, I can say for sure that the godfather of this whole documentary is Mick Garris, because Mick Garris, I just called him. He was one of the people who bought Witchfinder General in our store. So therefore, I got the contact, and we contacted him and asked him if he would do this and has something to say about Vincent Price, and he sure has. And there are great stories with him. And then all of a sudden, he began to roll a stone. Like it never stopped from there. So he contacted Joe Dante. He contacted John Landis. These guys contacted other persons, and so on and so on and so on. And basically, we didn't have any time free in Los Angeles. So every day was an interview. It was crazy.
You guys hooked up with the Grim Life Collective, those big YouTubers, and went around and did a whole bunch of interviews, it looked like.
You see that, right?
Nice.
Yeah, we did. They're awesome. Michael and Jess, greetings from here. They are. I love this too. I love them because we we did the interview with them before we went to Los Angeles. They already did the interview with Jim Kunz, our cameraman. And I told them that we are in May in Los Angeles, and they said, okay, we are here for like 3 or 4 days, and then we go to Seattle, so let's meet up. And we did. And that was an awesome experience because they showed us a location from the House of Haunted Hill, or House on Haunted Hill. And typical German thing, you see this house, and I was like, oh, and my boss was already hugging the wall. Like just got out of the car and hugging the wall. And the owner of this house came out and she asked who we were and what we do. And I told her that we are shooting a documentary about Vincent Price. And then all of a sudden she said, okay, come in.
Wow.
Yeah.
So accepting. That's great.
That was awesome. And she was always making sure, like, is it good for you guys? You come all the way from Germany and now you're here, and it was so cool. I love it. I love the way you Americans act with like foreigners or tourists. It's like, man, I never had so much love before. It's like
good,
crazy.
That's good to hear. So did you get any footage inside her house of anything?
We shot photos for our personal stuff because we obviously can't show anything because they're living their private life.
Right.
But for us personally, we have photos, and that is awesome.
Very nice.
But we have photos from the outside, which also came in the documentary in the credit list afterward. There will be some behind-the-scene photos. So
perfect. So you got to go there. You got to interview, spend some time with Mick Garris.
Yeah.
How was he in person?
Awesome. Mick is one of the kindest persons I've ever met, and when you see interviews with him and he listen to his podcast, he's a really nice, kind, slow talking person, but that is who he is. So he doesn't change. And dude, he helped me so much. And even so, he's helping me right now all the time. So he's not that one that you contact and says, you know what, I help you, but please don't bother me or anything.
Right.
It's completely different because sometimes he asks me if everything is fine, if it's going on, how is it doing. I love it. So it's great because for me, he's also an icon because he did the same thing in the 80s. Yeah. He did all the making of stuff before he did movies. So
yeah. And awesome. Even then, Mick Garris and Joe Dante, another one that you were able to interview this time, they both still contribute a lot to a lot of these releases and to a lot of the like the scene, I guess. They're huge parts of this. Anytime there's a series on Shudder that they're doing, they'll go to those as the cornerstones of some of the way that we feel about 80s and 90s and even earlier horror. I mean, they were inspired, and then they inspired an entire generation themselves.
Oh yeah, they did. And also, don't forget that Mick Garris did Masters of Horror. So he was the head behind the Masters of Horror. And Joe Dante still does Trailers from Hell, for example.
Yep, all the time.
And they both do great audio commentaries. So they are really into it. And I love it because they appreciate movies. And to have them speak about Vincent Price, also they met Vincent Price, which is basically awesome because you have people like firsthand, it's better than anybody who's like, I don't know, like he's now 20 years old and says, oh, Vincent Price was my big inspiration because no, I don't get it. No, I don't buy it. That doesn't make any sense. Right.
What about John Landis?
Yeah, nice guy, right? No, he's
a little bit problematic, eh?
Yeah, he's like he's not the how can I describe John Landis? He's a person in itself,
Any sneak peeks that you can give of something that we got out of any of these interviews, or something we might find extra on one of these discs?
Yeah, I got a sneak peek for you because we basically told that we will release this documentary together with Diary of a Madman.
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen anymore because it got too huge, this project. It's too deep now, and
Right.
we can't make it till Halloween. So it's not possible. So therefore, you get some specials on the Diary of a Madman edition, which is basically me talking or more arguing about Diary of a Madman, that it is a great movie, against Joe Dante, who thinks it's a shitty movie.
I cannot wait to see this. This is going to be great.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is funny because everybody was laughing on the set, and I didn't realize, but we argued like 5 minutes, 6 minutes, why it's good, why it's shitty. And I think this is a great debate.
So while you were here, what kind of crazy culture shocks were there? What was a little bit mind-blowing?
First of all, you go in a German restaurant and they serve you elk sausage, which doesn't exist in Germany. It's an animal that lives in Sweden, and Sweden is not Germany. Also, we don't have Mexican falafel. Dude, what's wrong? I don't know, but geography is a huge thing, and Mexico isn't that far away from Los Angeles.
You mean there's no Mexican influences on German cuisine there?
No.
Wow.
Even though I don't get it, like they always show Oktoberfest in Bavaria, which is a fest in Germany, which lasts only 1 or 2 weekends in South Germany and Bavaria. None other person are wearing leather pants or a dirndl or anything that, no. It's fantasy, guys. It doesn't happen.
You just shattered reality across the country.
Right? And even though we don't look like Rammstein either. So only because I speak German doesn't mean that I'm always singing Rammstein. Because if you translate the songs from Rammstein, believe me, you would cut off your ears. Because it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Do host that band sometimes.
Oh yeah, I hate that band sometimes. No.
So what else? I mean, you came to Hollywood. You spent, I think you stayed in an Airbnb, right?
We took an Airbnb. That was funny, by the way. We found this Airbnb, which is an awesome, great place. I would recommend it to everybody there. But every time I got an Uber and they ask us, where are you staying? And I said, East Los Angeles. They're looking like, I don't drive there. like it was Compton or something, which it wasn't. It really wasn't. Only, I think some people are intimidated because there are many Mexican people who only speak Spanish.
Yep.
But for me, for me, it doesn't matter because I don't speak even English. So if it's Spanish, English, Italian, I don't care. I'm on a vacation.
When I was, I had to have been maybe 15 or so. I stayed in a building in East LA, and they were like, you might be scared, but really there's no reason to be afraid. It was fine. They had rules for us, like you can't wear a solid red or blue shirt, but it was totally fine. I walk outside. It was not a big deal at all.
No, right? I bought some red shirts. I didn't know if it was good or not, but I did. But here's a funny thing. Here's a really funny thing, because American wash machines are like crazy. Like, we have different washing machines in Germany. Ours are like more like a computer from like a hall from 2001. So I didn't know how this works. I didn't know what to do. And I asked the guy from the Airbnb and he explained me. So what I need was like tidy
washing detergent.
Yeah. And I went to a store on the corner, and as I said, they only speak Spanish, right? So she gave me her phone like this, and I had to talk into her phone, and the phone translated everything I wanted. She gave it to me. That was cool. And then she said to me, "What's that on your arm?" And I showed her my tattoo from Wicked Vision, the logo from Wicked Vision.
Nice.
And I said, "Yeah, it's the logo from our company." And she looked really disturbed at me and said, "Okay." I said, "What's wrong?" And she said, "Oh, I thought you were in prison." I said, why? And she said, yeah, well, the eye is a sign in Mexico for some people, like a prison sign that they have seen everything in the prison.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, where's my hoodie? I have to.
Gotta act the part now.
Make sure that I don't get shot when I'm going outside.
And for anybody that hasn't seen it, there's a close-up of the logo.
Yeah, that's the eye. I mean, seriously, it does take only one idiot to make this. So it could be me.
So you stayed in Hollywood. You rescued a cat while you were there, right?
Oh, now you're digging deep, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a cat. She was screaming right in front of our Airbnb. I thought like, okay, she's hungry or something. And at first I didn't react at all. But then she jumped on the window and I saw that her tail was bleeding.
Oh.
So she screamed of pain. So I looked up what animal shelters or rescue or anything could do in America, but the only help I got was from Google, and they said you have to pay $200 so we can help you.
Oh,
I was like, nope. So my boss Daniel said, okay, what do you do? And I said, I don't know. Let's see. And then I got out, got the cat. She liked me. She was like snuggling and roaring and everything. And then I washed her, keep care of her tail, looked how deep it was. It wasn't that deep. It was more blood than the cut. The cut wasn't deep. So I did some disinfection on it, rubbed her tail, and took care of her till 6 a.m.
Wow.
So I slept outside with the cat on a pillow just to make sure that she's all right. And then at 6 a.m, the cat stand up like, oh, okay, now I'm going home, sleep, bye.
You realize everybody that watches this is going to love you so much more now, knowing how you care for animals.
Animals need our help.
They do.
They do. So it's for me. It's if a person came to me with a flesh wound, I would close the door. So I don't care. But no, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
but
rescue the cat.
I got 6 a.m. I got to bed, and 2 hours later, Daniel came to me. Oh, we have to go another interview. Awesome. And I was like, yeah, interview.
Let's see what else. You guys got to go to a couple other touristy type places. You got to go see Vincent Price's star on the Walk of Fame.
Yeah, we searched for it. Nobody knows where it was.
I went last summer, and he is one of 3 that I looked to find the exact star because it was that important to me.
Oh, for us too. And it's so far away.
It's not anywhere near where you thought it would be.
No.
It's forever away.
No, and I thought like, okay, maybe he's in front of the Chinese theater because he's one of the most important persons, but no.
Nope. It's only like 3/4 of a mile away.
Yeah. And in front of the Chinese theater, they have this Arnold Schwarzenegger you can buy on Wish called Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. But yeah. I hope I'm not offending anybody with my comments here, but
no, not at all. That's amazing. The Rock is nowhere near what Schwarzenegger is. It seems like they keep the current popular ones there and then move them away when they're not as popular or something.
Yeah, which is a shame because I think Vincent Price is the only one who have 3 stars, right? Because of movies, television, and radio.
Yeah, I'm not sure if anybody else does. I mean, there's probably some that should have 3. I'm not sure how many have 3.
Yeah, like me. It's like, but the thing with the stars is they are not that important or special because I always thought like, okay, you get a star when you're a huge star in America or in the world, but basically you pay yourself for the star.
Buy it. So yeah, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, who does that?
Right, a lot of people, I guess.
I don't get it. You know, when they make fresh pavement, what you know what you do? You take a pen and write your name into it. I'm sure there are places here in Germany where my name is.
Anything else fun that you got to go see?
Yeah, of course. Now I'm getting started. You see, I have to translate myself into English.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting stuck. We went to also, like every tourist, Universal Studios.
Nice.
It's some place you have to go. But this time I was really sad because the last time I was there, it was 2016. I was riding with the Jurassic Park ride.
Yeah.
I love that ride. But this time I couldn't make it because since 2020 I have a little heart condition. And the problems got serious when I was there. And I was like, okay, dude, I can't go with you. So Daniel went alone. I said to him, it would be really like a shit move if I die in the Jurassic Park ride. Like,
It'd make a hell of a story for the documentary, though.
Yeah. Right? But shouldn't do that. So... yeah, what else? I got tears when I saw Waterworld because, to be honest, the little child in me always thinking like, dude, this is what I would like to do. Like, I would be there with the explosions and
it's really well done there, isn't it?
It's awesome.
It is so good in person.
It's so great. It's one of the best stunt shows ever made.
Yep.
Like that to me, that is a stunt show, basically. Yep. It's like Eye of a Tiger in a stunt show.
It's great.
They should do it with Gary Busey in Eye of a Tiger,
They can't trust him. Maybe 25 years ago, not right now.
No.
You get Gary Busey burned up every day.
Then we went to Warner Brothers also, a studio tour.
Nice.
And yeah, that was cool because the guide who was the guide of the tour, he asked like everybody's, what's your favorite movie? And nobody answered anything. Like they were all silent and just watching like this. And I thought like, dude, are there Germans here? So, but they weren't German. We were the only Germans. And then I told him, okay, my favorite movie, Gremlins, Purple Rain, Casablanca, House of Wax. I never stopped. And he was like, where have you been all the time? So we were in a lot. And I don't have to mention anymore because my boss, Daniel, is the biggest Monster Squad fan in the world. And I think it's obviously when you see this release.
Yeah.
But I told him that some of the scenes were shot on a lot from Warner Brothers, especially the end scenes.
Yep.
And I told that the guide also, and I asked the guide, is it okay if we take photos? And he was like, okay, get out the ride and we take photos. And we were able to make photos in front of the buildings. So
awesome.
That was cool.
That's great.
Yeah. But it was on a Sunday. I recommend for everybody who visiting the Warner Brothers Studios tour, do it on a Sunday because on a Sunday they don't shoot movies. Okay, right now they don't shoot anything because of the writer's strike, but on a Sunday they don't shoot movies. And then you can see the whole lot and you can walk there.
Nice.
Which is not allowed during the week when there's a production. So
nice. That's great advice. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So you can see the stairs from Purple Rain from the cover with the motorcycle.
Yeah.
Or even the stairs which going down from Gremlins. You can see the cinema from House of Wax, the original from 1953. There's so much to see there. It's awesome.
That's amazing. I'm so glad you got to go there.
Yeah, thank you. But what advice what you can do is running naked on the Griffith Observatory. That's only for Austria people. Yeah, just an advice.
Let's see. Warner Brothers lot, Universal Studios.
Yeah.
Anything else big time that you got to hit?
Big time that we got to hit. We met with Henry and Andre from Monster Squad.
Nice.
In a German restaurant where we discovered the Mexican stuff.
Mexican falafel.
We went to the oh, that is awesome, by the way. I took it with me because it's unbelievable. It was the Beverly Cinema, the cinema from Tarantino.
Yeah.
And we watched here Aliens. That was awesome.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome. And I was clapping when Sigourney said, "Get away from her, bitch." It was wow.
It's a fun little theater to go to, huh?
Oh yeah, it's great, but the chairs sucks.
They are tiny.
Yeah,
there's no room. The padding is awful. It is.
Yeah, it hurts. After 30 minutes, it already hurts, and you think like, "Oh, dude, this movie is 2 hours and 10 minutes. How should I survive?"
Yeah, I went there for a John Waters double feature last June, and because I'm 6'5", I was sat like this, like the entire time, my ass half off the seat, my body all contorted. Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, it's they should get new seats, but I heard from Henry that they renovated already during COVID, and I think like, what did they renovate? The seats are the same shitting seats like last year's. Doesn't make sense.
They look very old inside, I gotta admit.
Yeah, but it's awesome, and the rules that you have to turn off your mobile phone and everything, I think it's great. Yeah, because these people are annoying with the mobile phone.
This is true. Any rough times while you were in LA? Anything you want to share that didn't go perfect?
Rough times? Yeah, basically that I went to Los Angeles. No, and the first rough thing that we had was in the third night. There were helicopters all around the city on City Terrace. No, there were helicopters from the police circling around. And I was joking to Daniel. I said, "Oh, there's somebody on the run." And I was sleeping downstairs. I had my own apartment downstairs, and he has his own apartment above. And it was like 2 in the middle of the night at 2 a.m. And I saw a shadow in front of my door, and I had it locked up. And I was like, okay, what does Daniel want, right? And then I realized, oh, that guy is much more bigger and huge than Daniel is.
Oh, no.
And then I ran to the door, I locked it, of course, and he tried to get in. He tried to get in with force, and I was screaming like, dude, get the fuck off here. You know, get away, dude. And he did. He went away. So I was prepared for everything because I don't know. Has he a gun? Has he anything? I don't know. So my next thought was I called the police. And then I heard from many Uber drivers when we were there that you don't have to call the police. It took them 50 minutes to come.
Yeah.
So in 50 minutes, I'm dead already.
It's 3 or 4 times, yeah.
Yeah. And then I tried to call Daniel. Like, dude, seriously, lock the door, right? I don't know if he's going above and try to get in there. And that's the classical Daniel thing. He's sleeping. So, nobody hung up the phone. So I was, what do I do? So I opened the door. I ran out, locked the door above, ran down and locked the door again. And that was it. Yeah.
Wow.
That was some kind of nightmare for me because have somebody... Seriously, if I wasn't awake at that moment, I don't know what happened.
Right, yeah.
You know, you can get robbed, you can get stabbed, you can get everything. Because, to be honest, people who trying this, they are not in good terms. Because he might knew that I was inside because light was on.
Right. Wow.
That's crazy.
That's terrifying.
Yeah,
genuinely terrifying.
It was.
God, welcome to America, I guess.
Yeah. Also, I don't go to downtown Los Angeles. Don't go there because that is The Walking Dead is real. It was crazy. There are so many people on drugs. It's like it's. You know, you only heard about Skid Row and everything, but now it's all over the place. Yeah. Even in Venice and everything. That was a nightmare.
Downtown LA is wild because you can have a couple blocks just covered in homeless people literally doing drugs right this moment. But then you go a half a block over and it's this super luxurious high rise with, you know, tons of money built into it, gold plated everything, and this just crazy looking place. And you go outside and it smells like piss, and there's people that need medical attention right there. LA gets wild.
It's wild. It's really wild because I went there 2016 and I stayed 10 days in downtown. And I couldn't recognize anything from 2016 nowadays.
Oh, jeez.
That was crazy. And I showed my ex-girlfriend. She went with me to that 2016. I showed her photos and she was like, what's happening there? That's crazy. It's like you could see the downfall. It's like,
dang.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah, that was rough. And also, I think it's rough to see the differences between the rich people, which we interviewed, of course. So we seen places like San Fernando Valley, we saw Beverly Hills, Mulholland Drive, everything. Even Palm Springs with Fred Williamson we saw. And on the other side, you see all these troubled places with the homeless people and the drug addicts. And, that's stuff of nightmare.
Yeah. It's really rough. I really wish, that we could do something to help some of these people in this situation. Yeah. It's a disease and they need a lot of help.
They need help. Of course, they need help. Because, to be honest, most of the people there, there are some people, like always, it's their own fault to be there. But most of them, that's not their fault. They couldn't afford anything. And if you've been to Los Angeles, you know the situation. Yeah. Some people have 3 jobs just to survive and have a small apartment. Yeah.
It's sometimes even literally just a room in an apartment.
Yeah. And they pay like $3,000.
Yeah. And
it's impossible.
Yeah.
So just to have an Impossible Burger, they should name something different, not the Impossible Burger, the Impossible Living. It's like, yeah.
And yet we have individuals with way more wealth than I know what to do with in this country.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. So that is the bumper I told you that I had, and basically to see all this. And I come from a country, we don't have that. We have homeless people too, but nobody here has to live on the street. Right? That's mostly people decide on their own to live on the street. But they have shelters, there are places to go, there's help if you want help. And to see that, it depressed me a lot. And also with the stress I had during the interview stuff and not much sleep, I had a real burnout there.
Yeah.
We stayed there 21 days, and after day 8, I told Daniel basically I want to go home. I can't do it anymore.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. That's a lot, and obviously the culture shock is a big part.
You don't have to be sorry. That's not your fault. That's not the fault of the people. That's only up in my mind. So it's my fault. So, yeah.
It is an empathy. I'm sorry. I feel for you. I'm here to understand because I get it. There's a lot going on for a lot of us behind the scenes right now, and there's people don't when people hear that you're going from Germany to LA, they just think, ooh, happy fun time, but it's not exactly just happy fun time and everything's perfect.
No, and to be confronted with all that, it's something like. I think the problem I had, which was a bumper for me, is that I can't do anything, Like the cat, I could help the cat, but I can't help all the people, and I wish I could. So that's for me basically the point where I was like, damn, that sucks.
Yeah. So how'd you get through it? I mean, obviously you lasted the whole 21 days. So were you all right the rest of the time?
Oh, I can tell you a story, which is I told you basically before the story, so that's a creepy story. But let me see, I have it here. I will never have it anywhere else. So you see this? This is a ticket for Point Dume. It's the place where Planet of the Apes was shot.
Yeah,
and I had this. I was very down, and Daniel said to me, dude, we have to get out. You have to get your head free or something. And I said, okay, let's do it. Let's drive to Santa Monica, see the beach. Maybe it helps. And I got in the car with him, and I gave Santa Monica into the navigation system, and then we drove. And I'm not from Los Angeles, so I don't know how far away Santa Monica is. But what I know was, after 2 hours, that's too far away.
Like, just a little bit.
San Francisco was closer. So, we drove the wrong way. And I said to him, okay, when we drive down the coast, we get to Santa Monica. So it's easy, right? And if you drive too far, you are in Mexico. No problem, but that's the way. And we drove down the coast. And then we saw Point Doom. And I said to him, dude, that's the place where Planet of the Apes was shot. And we are like two typical German nerds. We would like to go in the sand and say, why us? You know? Like, so, and I got out of the car and I smelled lavender. Is it the English word for lavender?
That's close enough. We say lavender. Yeah.
Lavender. Okay. And I call it like a stripper girl. Lavender.
Lavender. Next up from the back room, lavender.
No. What a great show. And yeah, I smell it all the time. And it got more intense as more we got to the hill. And I said to Daniel, dude, I have to go. That's my favorite smell. I love it. And he was like, dude, I only smell fish, dead fish. I'm vomiting already. I couldn't understand him. So we went up on the hill. And when we were on the hill, I looked on my phone and want to know which movies were shot there, because that's a famous place. Even Joe Dante shot there Howling, right? And the first thing you see on the Wikipedia page is not only the movies that they shot there, but one information that I didn't have at that point. That was that the ashes of Vincent Price were thrown in the sea from that hill.
Man, goosebumps again. Like, this is such an incredible story, man.
It's incredible, right? And that was for me the point where I was like, okay, I had to do this documentary. There's a fourth baby that has to say, dude, do it.
Yeah.
And we did. And we did.
And that you had this comforting smell, like calling you to this place, is so crazy.
That's crazy because David Davell, who's also in the documentary, he was one of the best friends from Vincent Price. And he told me that that smell would be a smell that Vincent loved. So I don't know why I smelled it, because there was no flower. There wasn't lavender.
Yeah.
It wasn't there. So, that's a memory I always take with me and will have on my side here. But that's only one of the many creepy stories that happened with the Vincent Price documentary and with Vincent Price, basically. We have so many stories, and they will be out the documentary for sure. But also, like, you know the comedian Dana Goor?
Yeah.
So we thought about, he has a sketch about Vincent Price, let's get him on the show. But we don't have any contact, like an email or something.
Right.
And David Davell, he's working with us, and he said, okay, I tried to get in contact. And all of a sudden, my mobile phone rang, and there was our cameraman, Jim Kunz, and he wrote me, basically, dude, Dana Gould is in my office. He just gave me some tapes I should make a DVD of, and he asked if he could be in the documentary. Yeah, seriously. And we were sitting there
so
like,
impossible.
What the fuck?
I love that.
That's the stories that happen all the time. And also, we interviewed also Steve Johnson, and he did the last live cast of Vincent's Face.
Yeah.
And we asked him if he still have it, but he don't have it anymore. And because there was some stories with him back then where it got lost. Many people copied it, but the original, we don't know where it is. And I went to a movie shoot during when we stayed in Los Angeles. Jim Kunz asked us if we want to do an independent movie, if he want to be part of it. And I said, yes, sure. I can't talk about this movie right now because it's not known at the moment, but it will come out, and it will be a great horror flick. Believe me.
Awesome.
And we went there and just see Jim in a spacesuit getting killed with a chainsaw, which was fun. And I talked with some effects guys, like with Sierra. She did all the makeup for the movie, and she's from Russell FX, Sierra
Nice.
Russell. And we came in talk with the Vincent Price thing, and she said to me, "I have this live cast." And we were like, "What?" And she said, "Yeah, I have it. Seriously, I have it in my office."
How?
I don't know. They don't know. And then we went there, and she made for Daniel and me a copy of this live cast. And it is the original live cast that Steve Johnson did back in the days to Dead Heat. Yeah.
Wow.
You know, and all those incidents, like, it happens all the 21 days. I was like, okay, dude, where is Vincent? Where is he? He's still alive. He must be here somewhere. He's playing tricks on us. You know, I think he's about there and laughing like in the Thriller song. Like, ha ha ha. Kind of really funny.
This is amazing. I mean, so many great random happenstances that I really could not have happened any other way. That's incredible.
It's incredible, right? It's like there's nothing planned. There was nothing staged. It's all happened right in front of us. It's crazy. And basically, I can read. Like, let me see here. It's that's the message I've got from Jim, which blow our mind here. It was like, yeah, there it is. So here it is, the message. And he said to me, "Dana Gould stopped by, and he would happily come tell his Vincent Price story if you want. Here's his stand-up about it." And he showed me his video. And I said, "Wait, what? David asked us yesterday if we can't get hold on him. You know him? We want him, of course, in the doc. Why is he in your office?" And he said, "Yeah, I handle off his media capture stuff. He was dropping off some old tapes, and I mentioned that you guys were in town, and I have been shooting this documentary for you."
Wow.
Doesn't make any sense.
Amazing. Man, I'm so glad you got to go, and so glad that you were able to stick it out after those first few rough days, and really seemed like you got something special. This is going to be amazing.
I hope so, that we have something special. It's like it's really important for me, basically, because I started the idea last year because I have some material from Madhouse which wasn't shown worldwide, and we sucked at the release because we missed the opportunity to put on a release. And I said to Daniel, "Dude, what can we do?" And I had the idea of let's make a documentary and put it in there so the people can appreciate and see it anyway. And then I called Victoria. She was all in it, and then it all started. And I was like always thinking, like, even the reason why I go to college and studied director of photography and all this stuff was basically because of Vincent Price.
Wow.
Yeah. So House of Usher was my influence and my introduction to Vincent Price.
Well, just like I said on the first time you were here, I always have Vincent Price right next to my shoulder. It's been important to me for forever. There's so many movies that are always just sort of hanging in the background, no matter how you think of it, because the influence from these have been felt so far and wide. It is just astonishing that we are in the situation where we can watch all of his filmography in a lot of these in great high definition, and they look incredible. And now we get people like you just spreading the love across the world. This is so exciting, man.
Thank you so much, man. But I was thinking, like, why haven't anybody else touched this subject on Vincent Price? Because he's such an idol and such an important person in the movie history. So I was like, why haven't anybody done a documentary about him?
Yeah.
It's like the first thing in mind. I was like, dude, we got a documentary about Marilyn Monroe. We got a documentary basically about every shitty movie, but not about Vincent Price.
Well, I'm glad you're getting it done. This is going to be exciting. And it's, do we have any tentative time when we think it might come out yet?
Yeah, I can tell this. So and then you have some news for your channel, right? We bought a bunch of new licenses for movies. We bought the licenses from Vincent Price movies. So we will get Pit in the Pendulum, we will get Theater of Blood, and also we will get both Dr. Vibes movies.
Nice.
And I think we honor him the most when we put the documentary next year to Theater of Blood.
Awesome.
Because I think Theater of Blood is a movie where Vincent show everybody what he's capable of acting. Because he played so many roles in this movie, and each role is something special. They are not equal to each other, you know. He plays every kind of different person, and he shows basically what his range was in acting. And I think it's the best movie that honors him as an actor.
Yeah, he is incredible in that movie, and I'm very, very excited to be able to get that release and honor it and get people to realize that it's something special. And now you get this amazing bonus with it.
Yeah, thank you very much. And also we try to, before we release it as a physical media, of course, and trust us, you can get the documentary also and as a single disc. We will make it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but also we want to go on festivals before.
Nice.
And maybe some of you have the chance to see it on a festival, and that would be great, by the way.
Yeah,
I would love to see that stuff on a festival by myself. So
yeah, maybe we can get you to come back early next year.
That would be awesome. I would do it, but not 21 days.
What if it's 21 days not in LA?
Okay, I'm in. You have me. Now you have me.
Well, Laurent, any other funny stories you want to throw in there before we call it?
Any other funny stories? Yeah, I can ask you, is it a thing in America that German guys who are tall are a special thing for girls?
It's probably just the accent. Yeah, it's probably the accent.
Okay, because that happens a lot.
You were suddenly very sought after while you were here.
Yeah, from both genders, by the way.
Nice.
Yeah,
equal opportunity
I
provider.
Feel honored, I feel flattered, but I have to say sorry, but I'm straight. So it's only, you know, I appreciate it, but I'm more into girls. So.
Well, it's a spectrum. Yeah. You never know.
You never know, right? It's like an old wine. You get better at time. So maybe I end up with a man someday, but
you never know.
Yeah, I never know. I ended up with cats. So. No, but that was crazy. That was crazy right there, because I met some great people, and also I got some really crazy people. Like
that's LA for you.
Yeah, right. No, LA in a nutshell in one night. It was awesome.
So from somebody breaking down your door to somebody trying to pick up the German man.
Yeah, but I feel flattered every time somebody tell me I'm looking good or anything. I will feel like, wow, that never happened in Germany. But on the other hand, I should realize, like, why does she look like Harley Quinn? That's not good.
On that note, thanks for coming back. Thanks for sharing all the Vincent Price love. Thanks for being amazing.
Ryan, every time, if you have any questions, anything, let me know. If you have any other games I should play with you, let me know. Maybe I'm not an expert in action movies. I know, I saw it. But
we'll get you back for something else.
Yeah, there are other genres I rock, believe me.
Well, I guess I'll leave you with this. Hey, you're looking good.
Oh, thank you so much.
Have a good one, everybody, and check out Wicked Vision, please. They're incredible at what they do. Amazing, incredible, high-end work, and they're the best, literally.
We see us on the road, and as I said, thank you very much to everyone who supports Wicked Vision, and you all have a special place here in my heart.
Thank you for watching The Disconnected. On the way out, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, that you've liked the video, and that you've copied the link to be able to share it with someone else that may appreciate this.